Hello YouTubes, it's Linkcat, also known as Devin, and look what I got me Assassin's Creed 4. Well today I have a story, a super happy fun time story. I went camping last weekend and yeah, that turned out interesting. Again, crappy video quality because, fuck, what was I gonna say? Right. Because, I was originally going to use my PlayStation to make videos. That would have been great, and then I found out PlayStation's sharing option does not have a YouTube button thing. So guess what? You're stuck with crappy quality, but a great story. This is basically just going to be playing in the background while I tell the story of how things went when I went camping. So, I went camping last weekend, and, two of my friends came with me, the Great Sarge, also known as Chris, and my friend Sam. He doesn't have a YouTube account yet, so don't worry about that. But, yes, we went camping, right. We went up to, I think it's Rose Canyon or something like that. We live in Arizona, so we went up the mountain, went camping. Anyway, we saw our friend Will there. I go to school with Will, and I also know him from other places. So, yeah. That's fun. And, crap, how did it go? Yeah, we went to the lake, My parents wanted to do some fishing. I was like, yeah, okay, well, that's fun. Had our dogs, we were just walking around, and we saw a kid, really long hair, long red hair, beanie, looked like a skater, and I was like, oh, you know what, guys, that looks like William. Sorry, kinda coming down with a cold, that'll play into the story too. We saw William. He was across the lake, and his dad just yells, oh, hey, Devin, and we're just like, who's this weird dude waving at me, yelling my name for no reason? And it was like, oh, you know what, William's dad. And I yelled across the lake to him, and mind you, we watch this guy, I don't remember his name, he's a YouTuber, and he plays this game called, I think, Rust, and he calls people Jimmys, because he's a tuna bandit. Anyway, so I yelled across to him, Jimmy, what are you doing here, Jim? And, he yells back, of course, respondingly saying, I don't know, Jim, what are you doing here? So we meet up across the lake, and we find a giant stick. Will's just like, you know what, oh boy, a stick. And he's like, you know what, guys, I think I just found us a job. We're gonna be in the stick connoisseur business. And, I'm sitting there like, okay, stick connoisseur business. Don't know what you're talking about. He's like, you know what, you'll just watch and you'll learn. Picks up this giant stick, almost the size of a log, and start walking around the lake. Goes up to people, oh shit. He goes up to people, and he's like, would you like to buy a stick? It's premium quality. I made it myself, grew it here, right in this here lake. And the reactions were, well, they varied. But they were all pretty funny. Because some people, they just looked at us weird. Oh shit. Some people just looked at us weird. It was great. Some people, they just didn't care. Some people just were polite. They were just like, you know what? No, I don't need that stick. Some people were just like, yeah, why not? I'll take that stick. How about you bring it up to my car? Of course, William, he just picks up the stick. And, he goes for it. Starts following people around with the stick. At this point, people were starting to get kind of mad, because we'd just been doing this for a while. And it was pretty great. I don't think people understood the comedy. Trying to sell a stick, make a living in the stick connoisseur business. It just didn't work out so well. But it was funny. It was absolutely hilarious. Some guys swore at us, some people just didn't care, some people were just like, sure, give the stick. We continued the whole day, walking around asking people if they wanted to buy a stick. Continuously saying, would you like to buy a stick? It's premium quality, it's a good stick. I made it myself right in this here lake. It's all natural. You could really use a stick in your house. It would look beautiful with your dog or something like that. We kind of just came up with stuff as we went along. But, you know what? We had fun. And that is the moral of the story. Because there's a moral to the story, and it's always have fun when you're camping, especially when there's nothing to do. Make your own fun. And whether making your own fun is just harassing people, or it's just finding something to do in the wilderness, you have to make your own fun. And that is my story. Now let me sing you the song of my people. Blood. Bye!